Hello everyone on YouTube, this is Rob from Elder Oak Productions, and I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Elder Oak, what's going on? There's no Skyrim walkthrough, there's no Star Wars Battlefront gaming, there's no Neverwinter, and yes, you will be right. This is it's actually a very different thing that we're doing. And the good thing about Elder Oak Productions is that we're not limited to only having video game reviews or gameplay. Since we are Elder Oak Productions, very broad name, we can produce many different kinds of videos and still remain true to our title. So, today we're going to be trying something very new. We're going to be trying a craft beer review. And this is the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, and it says that it's ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. And if it's aged in oak bourbon barrels, we all know that Elder Oak Productions, oak barrels, that fits. So this is a great ale. I've heard it was a great ale. I've never tried it before. I heard it's pretty strong. It's pretty. I heard it's pretty strong in that it has a strong flavor to it because of the aging in the oak barrels. This bottle itself is 355 milliliters, and it translates to 12 fluid ounces. It doesn't tell me a alcohol percentage. I like when. Oh, here it is. Alcohol is 8.2%. So this is a pretty strong beer. Many beers you'll find, even craft beers, will be around anywhere from like 4.5 to 5.5. Some go to 6.5, but 8.2% alcohol for just a bottle of beer is pretty strong, and that's probably due to the aging in the bourbon barrels. So when they leave it in those bourbon barrels, it becomes stronger than it normally would, than a normal beer would. So I'm expecting a lot of smoky flavors out of this. I'm expecting some bourbon flavor. And of course, Scotch and bourbon and whiskey all comes from beer that's been brewed. You wouldn't necessarily drink the beer at the beginning of the process of making whiskey, for example, because it's very strong. But all whiskey starts out as beer, so it's very fitting that now they're trying to this brewery's aging now, trying to tie in the oak barrels and the bourbon barrels. They're trying to tie that into an actual brew, which is pretty interesting. So, we're going to get a wine glass. We're going to do this posh-like. So, without further ado, let's crack open the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. And I notice on the cap here, it says Alltech Lexington Brewing Company. Lexington, Kentucky. So that's where it's from. And it has a little horse on the front. That's cool. Okay, so let's pour this out. Hopefully you would do it right. Smelling it from the bottle is really just superfluous, if I'm using that word correctly, because you really can't get the full idea of the smell. That's why whenever you're trying a beer for the first time, you don't want to just taste it in the bottle. You want to appreciate it like a really good wine, like a really good spirit, because the process and the care that all the brewers take into making these great brews is just so painstaking, and it's very noble. It's a great noble profession to be a brewer. But you definitely want to respect the beer. You want to put it in a glass, savor it, analyze it, be really nice with it. Nice glug. I'm pouring it. I want to get some ahead. Alright, wish we had some more head than that, but that's good for now. A lot of bubbles. Well, hopefully, maybe they will subside, because I know an ale doesn't have much carbonation. The head isn't tremendously thick. It smells really good. It smells it kind of has a very slight hint of an apple, of like a green apple. It doesn't smell like alcohol at all. So that's, it doesn't look like it's like, it doesn't smell at least like the alcohol overpower it. It has a nice kind of dark apple cider kind of looking color to it, which is nice. There's very light smells of caramel, some toffee in there, uh, some cotton candy smells. So there's some sweetness coming out of the smell. And I guess that when I say caramel and toffee and cotton candy, I think that's kind of the flavoring of the barrel that's really coming through. Can't smell many hops, which I like lightly. Like, I like the beers that don't have much hops in it. I'm not a big IPA fan. I prefer much more malty, heavier beers than IPAs. Some cherry in there. It smells pretty complex. It smells like a lighter bodied beer though. I have to say, like it smells like it's not a medium or heavy body beer. It smells a little bit lighter, but we'll see when we taste it, which we will do now. You taste the bourbon. Mm-hmm. You definitely taste that bourbon. It's not in a harsh way, not in like an alcohol way where you can taste the alcohol, but you can definitely taste some sweetness coming in from like real American bourbon. Not really. It doesn't taste like Scotland's single malt Scotch. It smells like American bourbon. I mean, sorry, it tastes like American bourbon. It's very light bodied. I'm gonna go with saying that it also has kind of like I don't like a I hate to say this too. It has sort of like a seltzer flavor to it, which it's very easy to drink. Let's put it that way. It's a very easy drinking beer. You'd think that it would be very overpowering and very strong and too strong, but it's very easy to drink. I can't taste the alcohol, but it is 8.2%. So after a bottle, you might be feeling the effects. We'll see. I'm looking for like a sweetness that's not there though. There is some sweetness at the back of the throat and the back of the tongue, and there's a hint of bitterness, which I don't think is a hop bitterness. I think I think it's some bitterness from the aging process from being in the barrel. Because I really can't taste many hops. I can't smell many hops. And again, I don't like hops in my beer. I like kind of lightly hopped beers, but I want something of hops, and I don't really taste it. That's me doing a wine taste with bringing the air in the mouth so I can taste the beer more because it brings more oxygen in. And there's the bitterness now. Once I brought the oxygen in. You know, it really has. It's an enjoyable beer. I would drink this in the summer with perhaps some kind of smoked item like smoked ribs or smoked brisket or a pulled pork sandwich. I like it as a whole. I still think it's kind of thin. It still has kind of like a seltzer flavor. I think it just needs more flavor. That's the thing. It's a very light beer. I think if you like the lighter American lagers like Coors and like Budweiser and stuff like that, you might go for this beer much more than I'm going for it. But it's a decent brew. If I had to choose between this beer and Heineken and Budweiser and Coors Light and Miller, I would choose this beer. There is some flavor there, but I want some more malt. Malt is like the grains that go in the beer. Malt is like the grapes of beer. A master vintner, someone who makes wine, selects and blends certain grapes perfectly to make certain styles and certain flavors. Just as a great brewer will mix malts to make a very complex malty flavored beer. That's why I don't like IPAs too much, because I think it's too easy to make an IPA and call it craft. Because all you do is make a lightly malted beer that has very light flavor compared to it could be a Coors, and you just toss hops in it, and I don't like that. There's not enough care in that, and I just wish some more care was taken in making more of a full-bodied flavored beer in this particular bottle. Um, but I'm not saying it's a bad beer. I think it's a very good beer for what it is. I would recommend this, especially like I said, with the summer barbecue, or if you're gonna have some kind of smoked ribs or smoked meats. I think it'll be very good for that. It is. I'm gonna pour some more. Should I get some more head on that? Okay. It is 8.2%, and I'm starting to get that inching feeling, that creeping on feeling that the alcohol is bringing on. But it's very pleasant. If you have 3 or 4 of these, you might be on the table, but you never know. This is good. It's pretty good. I have to say, I would buy this again. I'm gonna say I would buy this again. It's not my favorite beer. It's not my least favorite beer. There's tons of improvement that I think it needs. I think it needs more sweetness. I think it needs more caramel flavor. I think you can really accentuate the bourbon aging if you have a more caramel forward, like English brown ale style beer here. Like if you have a Samuel Smith nut brown ale, or even a Newcastle brown. If you just had a beer like that and then you aged it in the oak barrels and you just tweaked this beer to be more like that, I think it would be just fantastic beer. I think it would be one of the greatest beers. But it's middle of the road beer for me. It's pretty good. It's not enough body. I wish it was more of a medium or full bodied beer. It's a little on the light side, and sometimes you want to drink a lighter beer. But this is very, very easy to drink. Too easy, in fact, because it goes down very easily. It has that seltzer flavor in it from the bubbles too. Like it kind of has like a watery flavor to it. Not It sounds negative, and that is one of the drawbacks from the beer. I wish it was stronger in that fact. I wish it had more complex flavors, and I wish it was a little sweeter too, to complement the aging. And I wish the aging was actually extended. I don't have a rating system in place as of yet, but I would definitely say I would recommend this beer for sure. I think you should definitely go out, and if you see it, purchase it, get a couple of bottles. Luckily, the place I go to, like, you can make your own 6-pack, so I can go around the entire store where I go shopping for my beer and pick, and get like a 6-pack carton that they have and just pick different beers. So this is one I picked up. This one I've been wanting to try for a while, actually, and they just got this in. So yeah, I think it's a good beer. I think you should definitely go out and drink it. It's not the greatest beer of all time. It's not the worst beer by far. And I think it'd be great with a summer barbecue, or maybe just a smoker, barbecue that's actually smoked in the smoker, something like that. Great for the summer, great for 4th of July, I would say. Outside, enjoying the grilling and the smoking and everything. And I think it'll be great with that. And of course, if you want to do a shot of Jack Daniels with it, go ahead and be my guest. You might be able to pour some in there. It might taste a little better too. All right, so thank you again. This is Rob from Elder Oak Productions. I hope you enjoyed this video, this whole new concept of video that we're planning to do. This will be a brand new playlist on the channel. Please leave your comments of your opinions about this beer, about how I presented the argument for and against this beer, and let me know if you want me to keep doing craft beer reviews. I could do so many different things because, again, it's Elder Oak Productions. So we don't have to be just about gaming. We can be about beer reviews. We can be about cooking. We can be about anything you want. And anything that I can think of, actually. And you know what? If you want to go play Skyrim right now, this is a good beer to play Skyrim with. All right? Okay, everyone. Have a really great night, or whenever else you're watching this. Again, this is Rob from Elder Oak Productions. Today we reviewed the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, which is ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. I said it's like a midway beer, and I recommend that you go buy it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great, great day. Goodbye.